Hey geeks, do you love comics, collectibles, and TCG? Well, here at Cardboard Cave, we have the place for you. Pass by Kapitan Granuja Comics and Games and find all your favorite geeky items there. Look for them at Facebook or Instagram or call them at 787-659-7003. A store blessed by Nicole Bolas. What's up, guys? Here we are with another and new season with the Cardboard Cave podcast, and I am glad to be back here with the guys. Sadly, I don't have my glasses. We were going to be starting a little bit much more earlier, but due to that, an HDMI cable died and a bunch of updates from Windows, because why not? It took us a little delay to get here, but it's still, we are all here. We got great topics for you guys tonight. If you guys see the title, we're going to talk about Wizard of the Coast. We're going to talk about a lot of things that are happening in the Magic the Gathering community, including the new format called Alchemy, plus a couple of spoiler cards that were released throughout the day, because apparently there's somebody that's throwing out cards like if it was Christmas in July. But if you see me that I have a small delay in my camera, I'm so sorry about that. I don't know, these new updates could have destroyed my settings. But further ado, let's go ahead and present all of our other host of he's gonna be part of it. You guys know what I mean. So here we go, the one and only Alejandro.
Hey, you disappeared from the ether for like a minute, but it's okay. You're here.
Really?
Yes, you totally froze,
did?
and I was gonna be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna step in, but then you appeared, so it's cool. It's cool.
Oh,
We're all
okay.
here.
Yeah. I think this new Windows update is horrible.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done it. So no further ado, here we go with our favorite mono black player. But wait, he's been playing Boros now, so I don't know if he changed. But you know, everybody every now and then you can change your colors or your guild. So here we go, the one and only JP.
It's still black. I'm still reanimating stuff. I'm
Treason.
Still sacrificing stuff.
Treason.
And
Might
then
seem like
we
other
got-
colors, but
Heathen.
Hey, you should join Boros. You know,
You should join blue. It's the best color.
blue never. Blue is not a good color.
I have a
color.
spicy mono blue sacrifice deck brewing around.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh,
Now take out the
interesting.
sacrifice and just put 20 counters.
No.
Oh, fine, you're right. 30 counters.
No win conditions. Just,
So-
Exactly.
counters.
Just counters.
No win conditions.
Just lands and counters.
then-
How do you win? I don't know. You just lose.
You frustrate the opponent.
That
Yeah,
sounds
exactly.
that sounds like one of our host brews. And
Yes.
every time that we play Commander, that there is no win condition in none of his commanders, unless making shenanigans is the one and only Chris.
Hey, I do have win cons now. I just they're just two of them in 100 card deck. It's fine. It's great.
Yep.
It
You mill
works.
one of the
Oh,
pieces
God.
and then you're like, I guess I lose.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'm gonna give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna add an image and remove my webcam because I see the lag is horrible.
You see
on
the
my
delay.
side.
I'm glad you mentioned it though.
Yeah,
'Cause,
there's a little bit of delay.
we hear you, John. Your voice is in the future while he's
Yep.
moving around.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and just put an image right now, really quick. I like the fact that when these things happen is when we know that the podcast is going to be cool. The podcast is going to be good. Okay, let me see. I want to put the same photo that I had for my background. There we go. Aha.
Awesome.
Yes, John Ramos,
Yes.
the Chandra.
Chandra.
It's the
John
it's
Ramos
It's
dressed to
Chandra.
John Ramos
Yes.
just to kill. Ooh.
I look fabulous. Let me go ahead and just turn this off. Okay, so guys, so now let's go ahead and go through our topics of tonight. Give me 1 second. Let me lower this. Okay, so let's tackle first the spoilers. And like I mentioned at the beginning, we're going to be talking about Chris put in a topic that's like things that we don't want Wizard of the Coast to like do once again, because that's something that we don't want Wizard of the Coast to be doing. And then the other topic is we're going to talk about the NFT issue that is going on with artists having their art being posted in NFT places without their consent. That's been happening around a lot. Then we got Carlos Malti here that says, "What's up, my peeps? I'm around. I'm eating and doing stuff, but
Sup,
I am around."
Carlos?
What's up, Carlos?
Awesome.
Anybody that's watching us, we're in all platforms. We're at Facebook, we're at YouTube, and we're on Twitch as well. Plus, it's really easy now to find us. Usually, it would have been a little bit crazy to look for our social media, but now you just have to go ahead, hit that link, and you'll find all of our podcasts and as well our social media. So it's just one click and you find us. So let's go ahead with the spoilers. Spoilers. I did see one. I don't know if it was legit though, because the translation was kind of off. Okay, there we go. Let's put this in full screen. Okay, let's start with the these are the ones because when you put by date, it's not working, so the page is kind of down. Okay, so we got Cami of
Transients.
Transience. It's a green and a 1 creature spirit trample. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, put a 1/1 counter on Kami of whatever. At the beginning of each end step, if an enchantment was put into your graveyard from the battlefield, this turn you may return Kami from the graveyard to your hand. This is interesting.
So nice little rare.
I know.
Uh,
Isn't there like a green white standard deck that works with enchantments already?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure there was, but I don't think it really took off. I know it had white. But
I saw a lot of green white like life gain. There's a lot of decks that we're using, for example, the 1-drop enchantment,
Sentinel Eyes.
cleric class. No, they were using that might have been like previous standard. I don't think Sentinel Eyes is there anymore.
Damn. I need to. I need to warm.
What most people are kind of
right
going
now.
for now, at least in green white, tends to be a lot of like life gain decks, and they kind of work out. They do tend to have an issue again with card draw, as white usually has, but somehow mono white usually stacks up better in that category than the like just mono white aggro rather than like white green life gain. It just tends to be a little slow, and like sometimes it'll like do some great things, but it's also really easy to like to just wipe out the deck with what's running in standard right now, especially those Izzet decks, and a lot of the stuff that's running is just generally controls, so a lot of board wipes, a lot of like counter spells, and a lot of way to bounce things, and it just destroys like whatever's running in those colors right now. It would be interesting to see like if either with the release of Kamigawa we get more of an enchantment theme going on, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have to wait at least 1 or 2 more sets to actually get like a really strong enchantment deck. I might be wrong because there were some like strong enchantments floating around, but nothing that's like sticking in the meta. Just stuff that people are just running for fun.
I think this set's gonna push some enchantments though. It clearly shows that they're gonna make it like a Theros-esque type of set.
And with another card that we're soon gonna be talking about,
Yeah,
it kind of feels like it's pushing that direction.
I feel like this should have been an
walking
enchantment
into these
creature.
spoilers blind. So
No, it's okay. Me too.
Exactly. That's
should've been
what I was
an
going to
enchantment
say. This should have been an enchantment creature.
No, it would have been a mythic if that was the case. It would have been too good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, especially at like a 2-drop like that, like a 2-drop you can bring back by just like making sure that that one of the same kind is destroyed, and you just keep looping them. Yeah, that's
Yeah, I just put two on the field. Oh, one of
If
them
an
died.
enchant,
Oh, okay,
just in
that's
case,
good.
if does Rancor go with this?
I think
Rancor.
so. Yeah,
Because
I was thinking of Rancor when I saw this card,
Ooh.
Let me
but I
see.
don't
Let me look for
remember.
Rancor right
I
now.
forgot the effect.
Because
Because
Rancor
is an
does.
enchantment. I
No, no,
just
no.
can't
But I
remember
want
what
to.
it like.
Yeah, when Rancor is put into a graveyard, so yes, it does touch the graveyard, and then you return it to the hand. So you can
Yeah,
this
it says
for like a
wow.
modern type deck like this plus
Wow.
Rancor
So
will
I'm
automatically make
guessing
this.
that Rancor would go to the graveyard like on the stack first, or
Yeah, I think you have to put Rancor first, then the creature.
They both see each other go to the graveyard.
yeah,
Oh
I
well,
just
that's
noticed that
true.
because either way, Kami of Transience triggers and the end step. It's not like as soon as it touches. So that's actually great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll become like if you play this and cast Rancor, it'll become a 3/3, but with Rancor, it'll become a 5/3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's just
it
5/3 trampler
dangerous,
turn
so
but
dangerous.
turn
and,
like
and even in
agree.
modern, when you really think about it, a 5/3, the 3 toughness doesn't pass the bolt test, so it doesn't pass the lightning bolt test. So it will die to lightning bolt. But this is a recursive creature. It'll be coming back and back and back and back. There's only so many lightning bolts you can have
Mm-hmm.
to answer a 5/3.
4 to be exact.
A 5/3 trampler, to be exact.
Mhm. It's insane.
So
Actually, you can do a lot of things in turn 3 if we are playing in modern, because if you make a green white, you still got daybreak.
Coronet,
The, yeah, daybreak coronet is the thing is that I have the picture right here, but it still hasn't cleared out. It's a 2-drop, so they're in turn 3. If you have at least 2 white, you can play Rancor and you can play daybreak, and the creature will be huge.
yep.
Literally,
Yeah.
because daybreak gives them the enchanted creature gets +3/+3, has first strike, vigilance, and lifelink, and
There might be is
then
that
Rancor gives them +2/+0. Plus, this creature gets a 1/1 counter for each one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the real big detail on this type of deck for something like modern is that it's directly competing with Bogles, and I think Bogles
Mhm.
is simply a bit stronger.
Yeah.
Just being fast, but just by the fact that it's just faster.
I agree.
Bogles is not stronger. Bogles is just annoying. Just
Bogles is
clarify
a
that.
lot like turn 1 Bogles, turn 2 you put enchantments on it. What are you gonna do?
Cry in a corner.
Yeah.
Cry. Exactly. Okay, so the next card. Muco Tai Soulripper. It's a black and 1 artifact vehicle. Whenever Muco Tai Soulripper attacks, you may sacrifice another artifact and or creature. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on Muco Tai Soulripper. It gains menace until end of turn and has a crew of 2.
I saw like a video of someone reviewing this card, I think yesterday, and they were like, "It's pretty cool," and I'm like, "It's a turn 3 5/4
Fourth.
with menace.
Yeah.
How is
Exactly.
that just fine? That's kind of insane. That's
You have to
really
sacrifice a
pushed."
creature
I think
for
they're
it
just
to
probably
be a
referring
menace.
to the fact, yeah, you have to sacrifice the creature, you have to crew it, and on top of that,
It's a crew
uh,
2, and
like the amount
creatures
of
can
removal in
come.
standard right now
I mean,
in all colors.
but it's a crew 2. There's a lot of removal. That's fine, but it's a crew 2. It has evasiveness, and whatever you sack will probably be beneficial for you in those colors in particular.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I mean
It's
this
pretty
at least
strong.
works great in any of the decks that are running the 1-drop black zombie, the one that you can just whenever it dies, you either create a treasure or make a.
Yeah.
Oh wait, but it has to be another. Oh, it's artifact or creature. Yeah, no, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
this
this guy's
this
perfect.
card is stupid. You know, in the sense that it's a good card for at least for standard
The crew
purposes.
2 can
because
probably still be an issue at least in mono black. But if we're going for green black, it could probably do like a bit better.
Yep, but you're also attacking with this in turn 3, not on turn
Yeah, it's
2.
turn 3.
So you
But I
can
mean,
actually
Exactly.
play
fine.
something.
It's not copter. It's not copter, but it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I understand, but it's still
It's not
5-4
like
for
it's-
Menace and turn 3. That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
scary.
not like uber crazy good, but it's still a good card because if you think about it, if you have if in turn 1 you have like a good one drop that, let's say that it is a, let's see, a 2/1, just for example's sake, because a lot of cards in red sometimes
Actually,
when they
can't
are
remember any
one drops,
2/1s in like
Uh,
standard
is
right now
is
that
Kaldheim
come down
like,
turn 1.
just in case, is Kaldheim
Yes.
still in standard?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
play Magda, you tap Magda to crew this, you make a treasure, now you sacrifice the treasure, and now you keep on going.
Yeah, you keep on going.
Jesus
Mhm.
Christ.
That is true.
There you go. Rakdos sacking. And it's treasure based,
Rakdos
which is a
sacking.
mechanic
And
that's
it's
already
Rakdos
existing.
based, yeah.
Rakdos like sacrifice has been one of the decks that's been not necessarily sacrifice, just more like Rakdos, I guess, kind of like a mid-range aggro kind of situation. But
Yeah,
Rakdos has been going way up the ladder right now.
there you go.
Like
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
when it comes to creature-based decks, in
Mhm.
my very very personal opinion, it's like the top deck in like
Ah.
non-alchemy standard.
Actually, to be fair, adding to what's mono black color cards, not all of them obviously, but in regards of like specialty lands, like let's say secret layer, basic lands, or dual lands, or any type of like specialty cards in black are going up in price. I just today I added in my TCG store, I added the Crush of Brutality lands, the non-foil ones, and the black. The swamp is going for $27.
Wow.
That's the most expensive. Usually would be blue, but blue is
That's the
like
one from
the
the secret
island is
layer?
like for 10. Yeah, that's from the secret layer.
Nice.
So
Interesting.
these cards are going up in, at least mono black cards are going up in value. So let's go for the next one. Light Paws Emperor's Voice is one in a white legendary creature, Fox Advisor. He's a 2/2, or she. Whenever an aura enters the battlefield under your control, if you cast it, you may search your library for an aura card with mana value less than or equal to that aura, and with a different name than each aura you control. Put that card onto the battlefield. Attach it to what? Attach it to Light Paws Emperor's Voice. Then shuffle.
I'm glad this is
Commander
only
loves
white.
this.
Yes, I'm just
Commander
glad it's white.
loves this.
So
glad.
so the real big like thing about this card is you have to attach it to Light Paws.
Yeah, that's
You
the
could
only
attach
thing.
it to anything.
yeah.
That would be perfect.
But thank God it's just to light
Thank
paws.
God.
And thank
It's
God
mono
it's white.
Mono white needs all the help.
But I mean, if you would have done it, what would you have done? Like do it Bant or do it
No,
Celestia?
just leave it mono white and just say when like you can attach that card to a creature in the battlefield.
I mean,
It gives mono white some utility, so you can search up something like a pacifism type effect and place it on your enemy's creatures.
fair.
But also anything doesn't any buff that needs to go on. Let's say if we're playing commander, you can just put it on the commander, but it has to go on Light Paws. The
Dude, I
immediate
would just put this on the commander. Like I would just make Light Paws the commander and just make it like a.
That's true.
I'm
like,
just
make
thinking
it
of
but it's so
Bruna.
limited. But it's so limited in terms of the
Yeah,
enchantments
that's
you can
exactly.
put on it. That's why I
Yeah.
said like it's either it should have been 2 colors or 3 colors, and so you have the flexibility. But I think this could be good in Pioneer. There is a white deck that cares about enchantments, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
white
there
black
one?
deck. Yeah.
So that could be the one that could be useful for this, because it'd be like, well, I search for this 1-drop enchantment, then I get another 1-drop enchantment from the deck because it's equal or less. Yeah, right. It's mana value less than or equal to. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could just be like 1-drop and then get another 1-drop from the deck.
It does
and
have to
then-
have a different name though.
Oh, but usually
Which-
those decks play like 3, right? 3 different ones. I think.
If I'm
or
not
2
mistaken,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
But
2 or
still,
3.
as
I
well,
feel like you
that
still have to
the
have like a killer combination, like a killer like two, like 3 or 4 enchantment combination for that to like
True.
You're
really
you're,
work.
you're probably thinking way too much because 2 or 3 enchantments, like two at max, are usually enough to start killing people.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much
Mhm.
mana value are we talking about there though?
1 and 2, believe me,
Hmm.
just with all
I
that
mean,
glitters.
yeah, because
That is
you
true.
can
that is
use
true.
you can use as the one drop the one that is from Theros that has escape.
También.
So
Yeah.
There
just in
it
case,
gives
just in
one
case.
one.
Good
I
start.
think it's 1+1 and vigilance if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the vigilance has like a
Santama is
condition to it, but yeah.
no.
No,
Santama is yeah, Santama is just +1/+1 in vigilance. Anyways,
Hmm.
I don't know.
you all that glitters into ethereal armor, and already light pause is at least
4/4.
yeah.
No, yeah, 4/4.
No, actually it's +2 +2.
It's gonna be plus
It's a six
plus one
six.
from each, though.
No, all that glitter
Oh
get
wait, it's not.
+1/+1
I
for
thought it was
each.
each other, but yeah, it's
And
each.
no,
Never
it's
mind.
each. So
Yeah.
yeah, light pulse will automatically be a 6/6. It's pretty hard to deal with it, like with a 6/6.
It's pretty
Mhm.
intense. Yeah.
That's a
And
6/6 turn 3 potentially.
yeah,
Actually, it could be even for more because if you have that enchantment creature that is a 1/1 that costs 1 with lifelink, he's an enchantment creature. So all the glitter will consider it as an
Yeah,
enchantment
it
as
gets
well.
another. Yeah.
and
It gets
Baleful
another +1
Eidolon,
+1.
which is I
Hmm.
think Baleful Eidolon is the one. It's a 1 drop and it draws you cards when something enchanted dies. And that's an
Exactly.
enchantment
Yeah.
creature. Yeah, this probably goes the slots into that deck and it probably makes it.
Yeah. And it's a true
I,
drop, so it
I
functions with
think that if
the companion
if I
card.
ever get into Pioneer, that might just be the deck I'd like to play.
Yeah, I think it's very fitting for that specific deck. I mean, I'm pretty sure they thought of it for
Hmm.
Commander, but the limitation of the one color is
Of the
what kind of
colors, yeah.
kills it
Well,
a little bit.
Well, again, when mentioning Commander, I'm thinking Bruna, the Light Alabaster,
Oh, of course.
because
True.
she's white blue, and you can just start putting all the enchantments on Light Pause.
Yeah, and
Even
then
if Light
shift 'em.
Pause dies, those enchantments go to the graveyard, and then with Bruna, you just bring them back.
True, true,
Mhm.
true. Yeah, it's not
Hmm.
too bad. But I'm pretty sure that people would have been like, it would have been nice as a commander, but it's not doable based on the color
Yeah.
combination
It's
that it lacks.
doable. It's just probably not the best.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
probably better in
Mm.
the 99.
Oh no, definitely. As a part of the 99, definitely. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a part of the 99. That's great. Hey, this card was not here last time, or was
Yeah,
it? No, it wasn't.
that card
Oh.
is new, and the one next to it.
The Uprising.
This one?
Yeah, that one a
Okay, let's
Ganjo
go.
and a Ganjo Uprising.
A Nganjo Uprising is red and white. Woo X sorcery. Create X 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. They gain menace and haste until end of turn. Each opponent creates X -1 2/2 white samurai's creature tokens with vigilance.
You should see the comments
Basically,
section.
they're just trying to make it harder to like block you, I guess.
Yeah, but look at the comments. This card is kind of insane because when you're gonna cast it, you probably have a way to just win. And I'm pretty sure people are just gonna be like, "This is kind of bonkers."
Okay, this if they have no blockers, if X is 2, you deal 2. You deal 4. If X is
Mhm.
4, you hit for 6. And in both cases, you can block in return. Not a back card for Boros
Red white.
aggro. 1 mana
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
Hmm.
This card feels super breakable.
Exactly, is what I'm saying. Like, I when I saw that card, I'm like, seems fair. Then I was driving to pick up food, and I was like, no, that card does not seem fair.
In Commander, just with like if you can
Yes.
double those tokens, that's gonna
Because
be
it's
insane.
like it sounds like a fair card because you give opponent cards so they can block, but in reality, it's really breakable. It's so breakable.
Mhm.
Wait,
All it takes is
imagine
one
if you
anointed
have.
procession, and everyone is just gonna like freeze in place.
That's what I was gonna say.
He did what
Anointed
again?
Protections, that's what I was gonna say. He did what? Just imagine if somebody was playing Commander at 3 colors with red, white, and green, parallel lives and anointed procession in field.
Just makes me want to build my previous deck again, just so I can do that.
Oh God.
And then Eiganjo, Seed of the Empire. It is a legendary land. You tap it to add white. It has the ability Channel, which is an old ability. What Channel does is you pay a cost and you discard the card, and it doesn't affect. So in this case, the cost is 2 and a white. You discard the Eiganjo, Seed of the Empire, and it deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature on the battlefield. This is really good, mostly because it enters untapped.
Mhm.
Yep,
That's
I
it.
agree.
It
But I mean,
enters
all-
untapped
all
and it
of
has
those lands-
and it has an ability.
But all those legendary lands from that cycle come on tap, which is very good. And I
Mhm.
think the fact that it gets a discount because of legendary creature, it'd be cool if it was legendary permanents, wink wink, but I understand it'd be a little too much. So I guess it's fine. It's really good because once you put the first one in on the field, the other ones are essentially useless. So the other ones essentially become removal spells that you have
Yeah.
in your
Mhm.
hand, which is great. It's really,
Actually,
really good.
in standard, being able to take something out with like 4 damage,
Yeah, it's
excellent.
pretty
like
it's pretty good.
It's perfect because of a lot of the things that are sitting at like 4 toughness right now, especially a lot of the
Yep.
dragons.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the perfect number for most of the meta.
I agree.
Yeah, because we have at Sushi 4/4.
All the dragons, literally all the dragons, John. All the broken dragons are 4/4s.
It's
Yeah,
just funny because it sounded like you said
because-
a sushi instead of like his name.
Yeah,
and
it's
like
also
a
sushi.
sushi. Yes,
It's a
you're getting
delicious
attacked by a
sushi
dragon
roll.
roll. What are you gonna do
Delicious
about
sushi
it?
roll. Yeah,
And
Dragon roll.
we're missing
it
Goro
is a
Goro,
Sushi.
Yeah,
Wait,
the guy at the
let
top.
me
the
check.
guy on the top.
Wasn't this one as well?
No,
Yeah,
we
this one
covered
was
that
not
one.
here last time.
We covered that one. That's the
art.
ninjutsu.
I don't think the art was there, but the
The
card
art
was.
wasn't
yeah.
there.
We
Okay,
talked
yeah,
about the
yeah.
card. Yeah.
Okay, so the
really
last one
cool art.
should be this one, right?
Yeah, Goro Goro.
The Goblin Samurai.
Yeah.
Goro
So
Goro.
that's Goro Goro, Disciple of Ryusei. Is 1 on a red, legendary creature Goblin Samurai. You play red and creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Or you can pay
Broken.
3 red, so 5 mana, and create a 5/5 red dragon spirit creature token with flying. And you activate it at least only if you control an attacking modified creature.
want
That's
this.
that little
I'm a stick it and
keyword
Krenko.
again. Modified.
Yes.
So I'm glad they're starting to use it more.
Yes.
Does
I
modify
do
imply that
expect
it has an aura on it, or just by the fact
Yeah.
that you put haste on a creature, like that
anything
ability?
anything that
I'm not
doesn't
sure if the
belong
haste
on the
applies.
creature, I think haste does apply.
So then,
They were
okay,
like
so
talking about
I-
it somewhere. I know they
If
mentioned
I'm
the rules
mistaken,
for it somewhere.
he feeds
Yeah.
himself.
Modify
With
your
6
creatures,
mana,
yeah.
with 6
Exactly.
mana, he would be able to do it.
okay,
by himself.
so basically, this is a nerfed Ravagan, right? Is that what I'm trying to understand here? So nerf Ravagan, like, is the idea here that Wizards
No,
just
don't
wants
think
to
so.
break and make red the most broken color in the world?
No.
I hate
Okay.
Wizards.
Oh, that's a bit much.
It's
This
a little
is-
insane that he
this
just
is
gives
6
haste to everyone.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
He doesn't give-
Modified.
Does he?
It's
oh,
a
wait,
way-
He gives haste to everyone with 1 red. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I
Yes,
thought that was
with
like
one
to a
red
target
pip.
creature.
No, what? No. He's like, hey guys, let's all attack. I have excess mana. Cool. I'm just gonna
mean-
make dragons now.
I mean, okay, but
I
like
mean-
theoretically,
no.
like theoretically, he's just a fervor on a stick.
Okay.
And yeah,
Okay,
that
modify.
second ability,
This
yes,
is what
in fact
modify-
insane, but still.
Modify has to be a creature that's equipped, enchanted, or has a counter.
Okay.
Okay then.
Gotcha. Okay, so
does
thank
not
God that
feed
doesn't
himself.
apply
Has to.
then. Okay.
Yeah.
It
Fine.
it has to meet at least one condition.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. You know what? Now I'm fine with this card. I thought that it was like, oh, 1 red pip. Now I automatically have my requirement for my second ability. It's like insane.
Yeah, no, like it would have been like very strange if Wizards would have printed something that broken again. Like that would
I
have
mean,
felt like
the dragon
I
doesn't
mean-
gain haste anyways. If it did work the way we were thinking it did, you
Mhm.
would make your creatures give them haste, then they would become modified. That is
Yeah.
not the case in the rules, but and then you make the 5/5, so that creature does not have haste.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
that broke. I don't feel
Yeah.
like that's that broken.
No,
It's
it's
strong.
fine now.
It's very strong, but
Very strong. Very stupid strong.
Exactly. It's a very strong card. Actually, you can use this. Um, it could be your commander, or it could be in the 99,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Easily.
because you
definitely.
can
It
actually
has a mana
do a
sink in
mono
it,
red
so that's
equipment
great.
that, yeah, you can do. This is a very good card to just brew up a new commander. Okay, let's go ahead and move to our next topic. So those were the spoilers, because it's really odd that we're getting horrible looking spoilers and
I mean,
not
because
going
those are
to.
they're leaked. They're not official.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Am I right? It's not like Wizards leaked it. It's not like they want to drum up hype over the weeks they haven't posted literally anything. Please,
What?
guys. What?
What? That's
That's
insane.
insane.
Companies doing shit like that? Nah, they don't do
Nah,
that.
what?
Like,
They don't
what are you
do
No
that.
talking about?
way.
No, that's
They would
crazy.
never.
They would never. Of course
Okay.
not. No.
So next topic that we're going to go ahead and talk about is a pretty nifty one, because we all know that alchemy is a thing in arena. A lot of cards have changed, and a lot of cards have like spell books as well. So the creature has to or touch the graveyard, like they can search for their spell book. I really hate that mechanic. I did the cube draft, and I didn't like it because I was so confused with the new alchemy cards. So
What? You didn't
um
like the spellbook mechanic? That's like one of the things that I find to be an upside of like alchemy.
oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. So this article was released last week on January 6th by Brad Nelson.
Yep.
An unflinching look at competitive alchemy. I'm gonna go straight to the grain. He did another one. There's 7 things I like and dislike about alchemy. This is like the updated version. It's very I would say pretty long.
It goes
I
pretty in
think that
depth
this.
until like all the like tiny like
Yeah.
little details and the
Hey,
perspective of
look,
like someone who's
he
playing
likes the spell
competitively.
books as well. He likes the spell books as well. I will be in the dislike part. Okay, so dislikes, how alchemy impacts standard. I didn't get to read it, so I'm just gonna like read portions of it. So let's go ahead and see. As of right now, I'm a bit frustrated that nothing's been done to fix the clear issue standard has. I get standard doesn't push the needle when it comes to tabletop sales, the main reason the format was created in the first place. I predict that once we're clear of this COVID-19 hellscape, the main format being played will be modern, pioneer, and legacy. Hell, I'm I'm not even the standard guy anymore. I've done way better in historic than standard in all my MPL/rival events since the start of 2020. I don't really care about the format. So I understand him. I used to play a lot of standard before, and due to the pandemic, arena was a way to play standard, but standard is kind of boring right now. It's not kinda, it is. I play more historic with my budget mono white artifact deck. So let's go ahead and move to the next one. Let's go to alchemy is unbalanced. That's another dislike from Brad. I'm gonna read the two portions, like that we can have a little bit more understanding. This is a mild inconvenience as alchemy, and the design space are new, but it's still discouraging. Alchemy feels like a completely different format thanks to the Alchemy Innistrad cards. But the problem from standard are still carrying over to the format. Simply, but the best decks in Alchemy are vastly better than the rest of the metagame. Now, if you look over tournament results, social media posts, and articles about the format, you might think I'm not out of my mind. The format actually looks extremely healthy with a tons of unique archetypes to choose from. I mean, that's what I thought too when I started working on the format. It didn't take long for me to realize that surplus in options was simply an illusion due to the format not having a high profile events to show just how limited you are in the competitive option. Here, I think he has a couple of decks.
Yeah.
That's a 46
As
and 0. Like
No,
that.
it was a
That
46 player game.
yeah.
46 player event. Yeah.
the best example of this is Esper Clerics. It won a 46-person .gg event on MTG Melee.
Yeah. That was because of Inquisitor Captain, wasn't it? Is that the
Yeah.
thing that made it broken?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is correct. Another one of those
It
arena
also has
cards.
the sweetest combo in Glass Pool Mimic and Inquisitor Captain. Everything points toward the deck being absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely insane. JP, can you explain the combo for the people that are listening to us?
I barely
Yeah,
understood it.
you need.
Oh, you didn't understand it? Okay, so
I read it. I read it from the start, but I guess Gospel Mimic. You're probably looking for when you look for something, you look for Gospel Mimic, and Gospel Mimic's copies Inquisitor Captain. You keep on
yes,
going.
yes, sir. You keep on
Yeah,
going, and
when
then
Inquisitor
basically,
Captain enters the battlefield, if there are 20 or more creature cards with mana value 3 or less among cards in your graveyard, hand, and library, seek 2 creature cards with mana value 3 or less,
yeah.
put one of them onto the battlefield, and shuffle the other into your library.
Yes,
So,
So you
yeah,
essentially,
you,
you have redundancy in your deck to try to copy or make copies of Inquisitor Captain or bounce or blink it, because I think you can blink it or copy it. So essentially, when you
Yeah.
get to Inquisitor on turn 3 or 4, I believe you basically go off and then just have a bunch of Inquisitor Captains on the field, and then it's like if they don't have a board wipe, they just lose the next turn, and it's pretty consistent. It's
I can
designed to
see
be
how that
very
works.
consistent.
hmm
you
Yeah,
got
I've seen
Absan
gameplay
mid
footage.
range.
Pretty insane.
Absan mid range. Now, when I say black stuff, I mean Sejuani.
Sanguine
Brush
Sanguine.
brushstroke.
strokes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sanguine, my bad. Strategy. Currently, there are tons of variations of the strategy. Some are more creature based, and other lean on control elements like Blood on Snow. And then there are all the Orzhov and Absan variants as well. The relevant part here is that Sanguine Brushstrokes is in all of them, and it's an absolute disgusting card.
Was that the one that makes the blood
It
artist?
says here
Yeah.
Yep.
when
You have like
Sanguine
3
Brush enters the
options.
battlefield.
I think you have
Yeah,
like 3 options, and then one of the things is like the whole like the blood artist.
No, blood artist just comes out. By the way, he just comes
Oh,
out.
he just comes out. I
Mhm.
thought it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
a choice of like 3
No,
cards or
no, no,
something.
no,
Had
no,
like a
no,
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 spell
no,
no,
book.
no, no,
No,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no, no, no.
You
It's
create a blood token and conjure a card named Blood Artist.
on the
Ah,
battlefield. By the
yes.
way, it's not even to your hand. And then the
Yeah.
second ability is also broken as hell too.
Whenever
Yeah.
you
Every time you
sacrifice a blood
sacrifice a blood
token,
token,
each
that
opponent.
shit's insane.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my
Yep.
god.
yeah, yeah. Sure, totally fair card. When I saw that shit, I'm like, also you get to conjure a. You basically get a blood token, a thing that interacts with blood token, and a free broken ass blood artist on the battlefield. Sure.
Just to clarify for anyone who might be listening, like the second ability that we're referring to is the fact that you sacrifice a blood token and then you gain 1 life and your opponent loses 1 life. So yeah,
It's
so
kind of
you have
insane. Yeah,
you're basically
Okay.
playing 3 cards for the price of 1.
yeah.
Yeah. So his likes. Let's end this article with some positive vibes. I'm in love with the spellbooks and hope they just become a part of Alchemy and historic gameplay. It might sound crazy, but I love random number generations, RNG gaming. Sometimes you get what you want, and other times you whiff. That's a ton of fun, and keeps me wanting to play more and more. This might sound hypocritical, as I constantly complain about the stability of the format, but it all boils down to replayability. If the same thing keeps happening over and over again, then I will lose interest in it. Well balanced formats often lead to longer lifespans of enjoyment. Um, let's touch into the third one. I also love how malleable these cards can potentially be. Take key to the archive. For example, WOTC could change this card casting costs, what it does, but also what cards are in its spellbook, like Time Ward, is pretty messed up. And I would love for them to replace it with something that doesn't remind me of Standard.
Sounds
then
like a lot
things
of
can
crying to
change
me.
quickly. So let's go ahead. This leads me to my source for positivity when it comes to arena formats. Alchemy introduced the ability for WOTC to change cards in an attempt to shake up and or stabilize the Alchemy historic formats. It's still up in the air how aggressively they plan to do so, but we should have an answer or that shortly now that the holiday season is over. Alchemy has the chance to become the best competitive and casual format Magic's ever had. I really believe that. As long as WOTC has a finger on the pulse of the format, we should be able to get expedite fixes on the format. We're not there yet, but like I said at the beginning of the article, we're on
We're
we're
only a month
only
in.
a month in. So what do you guys think about this article or in general? What do you guys think about mostly about the alchemy format?
Before that, I think that if you scroll up, he does mention like he's when he's talking about the decks, he does mention that one of the problems that is present in both uh, oh in like standard and alchemy as well is that essentially you kind of have just like two decks and maybe a third if you include like all the stuff that's going on with like the blue decks, like the Izzet and blue decks, and also and all the stuff like that. That is also like being an issue in standard. Everything else is just kind of like you don't have a reason not to play like the top two decks. You know, it's like the same thing as like in the standard metagame where you just have like epiphany decks all over the place.
Yeah.
But the epiphany decks are still a problem, even with like we got a new set with Crimson Vow, and epiphany decks are still what's like going around, like causing a ruckus. And I don't know. Again, I still don't like the idea of people being obligated to like not just be able to play historic, which is a format people already love, but then just having out the alchemy cards integrated into it basically without their consent, guess you can say. And I don't know. I guess I would feel more comfortable with the whole format if there was a bit more if there was a bit more if there was like a distinction in between like historic and historic alchemy, and not have like both be one same thing. Um, and I feel like unless Wizard starts fixing some of the problems that Standard has, Alchemy isn't really gonna go much of anywhere. Alchemy is only nice now, in my opinion, because it's something that's like different and new. And once people realize like that same thing, that it just suffers from exactly the same problems as Standard, but just a few different additions here and there that mix it up, it's not really gonna hold up as well as I would like it to.
So
Okay.
my problem is something that he mentions at the end. If they start being very quick and impulsive, or maybe impulsive is not the correct word, but it applies. If they're impulsive with the changes, then the format will not sustain itself because the changes will be too drastic. I go back to the cards that were historic only, so the Vesper Lark and the combo with Davriels, that it just made an infinite loop, the truly infinite loop, and they would just use the like blood artist type cards to win the game, and then they changed that effect, and that killed that entire deck. If they do that type of thing with several decks because they're trying to rebalance it, it just won't work because of the economy of Arena. You basically lost your money because you lost your deck. The power level of your deck is no longer there. The deck you wanted, like if the whole reason you wanted to do is because these two cards interacted in a specific way, and now they changed that the way they interact, you just lost your money there. Like it needs, like if the game were more like in terms of the economy, or more similar to like something like Hearthstone, where you can just get cards very easily, then it would be like beneficial. But it's not. You're just gonna be paying money and losing your money.
I agree. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the short term, yeah, Arena's gonna make a buttload of money, but if this keeps going, it's straining too much the player base. All the changes on a whim seem like a good idea, but since and Hearthstone does the bare minimum because they could do more and they've been dying for a while. But if they at least did the bare minimum that Hearthstone does, this would be a much better conversation we could be having. But the fact that there's no love for the pro scene, because there isn't, the fact that they want to do this influx of new sets basically every other month puts a
Mm-hmm.
strain on the players' pockets. And the only ones that are essentially playing right now are people who are sponsored or actual pro players. They don't have a life, they're rich, or they're streamers. Literally, like us, we can't play because if we commit to a deck and then the deck becomes way too popular, they can just on a whim, after a big pro tournament or something, they can just nerf the card outright, and then you're screwed out of a whole deck because it's not just going to be one combo piece. It's probably going to be the whole deck. It's never going to function again. And there's just no remedy for that situation. Uh, yeah, he's that guy's being way too hopeful. There's way too many negatives that are going on in Alchemy. I understand the reason why they constructed Alchemy, basically because we're still in a pandemic. You can't go to a
Mm-hmm.
comic book store to play actual paper Magic at all. I do believe that maybe by the time it winds down, it's more manageable. There could be a possibility of tournaments, but Wizards is not pushing it. And since they're not pushing it, there's no incentive for people to waste money in the hopes of landing in a pro tour like 2 months down the line
Mhm.
to win like 2K, 3K bucks or something, or credit on Arena or whatever they give you. I don't remember what they give you. Um, I don't know. It's a little bit of a hard sell for a lot of people because there's just the entry point keeps getting more difficult to the point where online seems even like MTGO seems like a better offer
It
most
is.
of the time. Yeah. Yeah. It's
So
pretty horrible.
one of the things, at least for one of the things that I would say, I think I spoke about this in one of the I know one of our podcasts, that it's kinda in it not kinda it is impossible in Arena to have a meta deck on the spot because of the whole situation that you have to buy boosters to get cards, to get wild cards, and to hopefully not pull the cards that you need. And this is the issue, because the mostly cards that you use are wild cards that are for rares, because those are the cards that mostly are used in the standard decks. And it's really hard to play anything. Even if you want to play historic, you will, even though you have the base, you will still be missing a couple of cards because you need the wild cards. It's until they don't fix that whole issue of being able to buy wild cards and as well buying booster packs. That would be a great push for Arena to make it easier for the player, because it's like what Orengo said. The most people that you see that are still like actually playing competitive or playing these meta decks are either streamers that are sponsored by, let's say, Channel Fireball or Card Kingdom or TCG Player or any other brand store that it's out there, um, or people that are already sponsored by Wizard of the Coast. That it's like it's really crazy. But hey, it is what it is. Alchemy will probably last, will probably not. So we're gonna go ahead and touch this topic. This is one of the topics that I think that we're going to be. It's going to be a little. We're going to have a lot to talk about because this is a very very interesting topic. So now it all started with Bitcoin. And then cryptocurrency became a thing. Now If you were somebody that mined Bitcoin, you could be right now a millionaire, or somebody that has a pretty hefty bank account. Or if you started buying Ethereum right now, you would be having a nice bank account with Ethereum. But now there's a more popular thing going around that is called NFT. That is basically the same thing, but with art. Not only art, it could be art that you created on the spot. It could be that a company wants to sell their art for cryptocurrency as well. So it's like a type of cryptocurrency. For example, DC, in their DC fandom, they did provided NFTs to people that attended. If you claimed it, they would provide you two pieces of NFT from them completely free. Right now, there are apps out there that you can play for free, and while you play, you can grab NFT and as well grab their cryptocurrency. And the most popular thing right now that it's grabbing NFT when it's still not popular. That's grabbing those projects. That's very popular in Discord. I am actually in one, just going around just seeing how it works. But NFT has been going crazy. One of the most popular apps right now, it's called OpenSea.io. That is the most popular one right now. That you can buy projects, or you can buy projects. When I say buy projects, is that something? It's NFT that still has not been released. That you can buy their NFT on the spot, or you can buy NFTs that are already available in their website. So
So
right now, mhm,
you mentioned OpenSeas.com. Can that's exactly where I was gonna go with the other, like the message from Twitter. Should I start
yeah,
with that, or?
that's what I'm gonna show right now. So our friend JP sent us this in our chat by the artist Jason Felix. He says, well, it finally started. Unauthorized and stolen art sold as NFTs is becoming a huge problem. My work has been hit and now trying to get them removed. Here is a snapshot of what has been stolen and not being sold as NFT. Oddly enough, most of it is MTG art. So let me see if I can, yeah, I can zoom in a little bit more.
So
There you
they're
go.
basically, yeah. OpenSeas is selling, like, the people are like, people are stealing his art and selling it as NFTs.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
In the further messages, he continues to say that the NFT problem with stolen art has been specific, and deviant art has been hit with almost 80
Mm-hmm.
million different arts being stolen and sold as NFTs. And just in case the artist is not against NFTs, he has a link to where you can buy his personal, like, NFTs, where you can get his art in the NFT format, very specific, but like his authorized versions of.
Mhm.
But yeah, there's a lot of art getting stolen. What's very interesting to me, do you remember when we were talking about Strixhaven and one of the mystical
The
archive
Crux,
arts, the Crux of Fate?
yeah, Crux,
How
Crux of Fate, yeah.
in Deviant Art there was this one artist that made the Nicol Bolas art, and then another artist from that was contracted by the Wizards of the Coast. They used that art and
Mm-hmm.
made it into a card.
Did
So
they ever confirm that they actually used that art, or is it just like what we got from like clear evidence?
yes, I did not use that art.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the point being, we read up on the terms and conditions, and the very specific conditions on how artists work with the Wizards of the Coast, and anything that resembles or shows any character and or art pertaining to Magic the Gathering is liable to be used by Wizards of the Coast. So this is those NFTs are being sold, and that's technically Wizards of the Coast property. So it's not only stealing the art on like Jason Felix, it's also technically stealing art from Wizards of the Coast, and thus stealing art from Hasbro, which might say if Hasbro like just saw that as like, oh, I can sue someone.
But can they? It's not traceable. Isn't that the whole problem?
They no because they have the person they have the specific person who stole them.
Yeah, yeah, because
Okay.
to
They
create
already they are,
OpenSea.io is it's a website like Coinbase and other cryptocurrency.
This is how they track you while you're using non-trackable
Exactly.
currency.
Exactly, because that's my problem. It's like I'm thinking of NFTs as the same as crypto, and
Mhm.
crypto is designed to be non-traceable.
Yes,
So
but
that's
crypto is basically non-traceable when you mine it, not
right,
when you're
right, right.
trading it.
True,
That's
true. Of
that's like the
course,
whole deal.
Mhm.
Like you can't
course,
trace
yeah.
crypto to someone if they just mined it on a computer. I mean, you theoretically could, but not really. Once
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you can just move that wallet around, and you would never freaking know.
That's true.
However, once you create an account in a site like this, well, they have look at least for what was it like crypto.com and stuff like that, they ask
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
for a bunch of personal information. Like it's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because you're working with money. So it's like,
Mhm.
for example, right now I am mining Pi. It's a cryptocurrency from Stanford. So I'm mining it, and they're already in the process to create their wallet like that you can start trading. And they have already said that if they're in the terms and conditions, they say like when we get to the wallet phase, when the wallet is officially completed, they have to go through the whole asking. They have to make sure that whoever's getting that mine, the coin, is an actual person. and
Yeah,
and
not
as
like a
well, if you
robot.
do an account in Coinbase, in Robinhood, crypto.com, and in OpenSea, you have to put in your information, like that they can confirm that it's you. Because at the end of the day, when you start making money, that has to go through your taxes. Because I've seen people on TikTok that say, "Hey, I bought this NFT. I bought like 10 monkeys, and those 10 monkeys I made like 25K because they got popular."
Mhm.
That's how NFTs is working. And I understand that. I remember, you guys remember, there is an episode that we talk about NFTs because Wizard of the Coast was considering it to be like one of the first to have this whole program. And it's sad because I think that if Wizard of the Coast would have done it, all this commotion of they stealing the art could be a little bit much more controlled, a little bit more controlled, because
Or
then they
more
could know.
controversial because they would be
Exactly.
stealing art
Yeah,
from a large
Yep.
corporation.
Exactly.
I mean, it technically is still stealing art from a
it's
large
still
corporation.
stealing. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
still stealing because
Yeah,
it's
but I
like
think they'd be
it's like
way more moved to take legal action if they were already involved in the market. Since
mm-hmm,
they're not currently involved,
exactly.
I don't think that Hasbro or Wizard sees it as much of an issue right now. But if it does get out of control by the time that they do come into the market, like they're gonna have to be making some drastic moves, and then it's like about like how much money are they really going to make by taking legal action? So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it all depends how their NFTs go moving around, because these projects are moved like by, let's put it like Magic the Gathering sets. So they can put a whole NFT of Crimson Vow or a whole NFT of Ultimate Masters. Oh, if you buy our project for, let's say, 0.15 Ethereum, that's a lot of money still. But if we go ahead and buy it for 0.15 and you buy the whole lot and it gets popular, and let's say that their first project starts selling for more than 50K per art, that's a lot of money. That's when Wizard of the Coast probably will be like, "Hey, so you people that stole the art, we're suing you." But this is really sad because it's not the first time that has happened in Wizard of the Coast. Um, it's a very big issue. I think one of the artists called Carla Ortiz has mentioned before that she chooses her projects with Wizard of the Coast exclusively as well for Marvel Studios, because she does concept art for Marvel as well, because she says that the contracts don't fully favor the artist.
They don't.
So,
No, at least not the Wizards of the Coast ones.
oh yeah, the
Mhm.
Wizard of the Coast ones, they don't favor the artist at all. They don't even say thank you. You just draw for them, they launch it, and that's it.
Yep.
You know, it's really hard. You know, if you're an artist, I think we all four understand that it's not easy to be an artist in this whole digital
Yeah.
world. You know,
I think the
so you
worst
guys
issue
have
here though is
uh-huh.
that with this whole like NFT issue, if it were just like a big company like Wizards of the Coast or Hasbro taking the hit, it'd just be like, you know what, fuck the corporate world, you know. But
True.
like artists that are like, artists, it's hard to make money as an artist, not because like there isn't demand or anything, just because it's a really competitive environment, and on top of a whole other difficulties, people just in general just taking a lot of artists' work for granted as if it were something that's like super easy and simple. And it just really sucks when problems like these affect individuals rather than like large corporations or something. Because if it's a large corporation, oh wow, they're just missing like a couple of $1,000. Oh no, they can't live without the couple of thousand. Oh, like, no one really cares. But again, this is affecting individuals.
Mm-hmm. It is. So let's go ahead and go to our last topic of tonight. That is something that Chris posted in our chat on, I think it was on Tuesday, yesterday. He said, "Shit, we don't want Wizards to repeat this year." This is this. I read it. I'm like, I don't understand what he's going for, but sure, let's go ahead
I'll,
and talk about that.
who wants to start?
Oh,
I'll start.
let's give the topic holder the chair, the hot chair. So Chris, tell us tell us
Uh,
a few things that you want to repeat this year.
that I definitely don't want Wizards to repeat. I think that the biggest one for me, and the one that really that was even that's been covered by like various content creators, among them the professor, touching upon one of the subjects, and it's the thing that they did with the local game stores, in which they would be like, oh yes, all local game stores matter, and then they proceeded to exclusively give their premium local game stores, which are a very limited amount of stores, um, promos that were exclusive to like these premium game stores, while excluding all of the other stores. Now, the problem this creates is that you just made like an extremely rare card that just isn't accessible to a bunch of people, and
Mm-hmm.
you're basically giving it to a store that theoretically doesn't even need it, because the premium stores are the ones that are bringing that are just actively bringing a bunch of money into Wizards of the Coast anyways. And the local game stores that are really taking hits are like all the smaller stores that have popped up in the recent years with the pandemic kicking up, stores that were established right before the pandemic as well, which took like the biggest hit. I would say like all the small stores are just taking a huge hit, meanwhile all these big stores, all these premium stores that already have all these other like much more not content, what's that word I'm looking for, like they have much more product from that they're getting
Mm-hmm.
from Wizards of the Coast, much more exclusive product. Again, they just don't need this kind of stuff. Is it still like, I'm not bothered that these stores are getting that are getting these products, like these promos. I'm just bothered that the whole like message, like the whole like what they were trying to like communicate was, oh yes, your local game
Support
store matters, like
LGS stores.
support for your LGS. But instead of supporting the LGS, like the small local game stores that people go to every day,
Mm-hmm.
they're just supporting their premium stores. And Like what about the little guy, dude? Like these are the stores that are going to keep bringing in business like long term. I don't know. That's something that I think causes a huge issue. And don't get me wrong, the promos are really cool because they're like they have like the little Forgotten Realms like a holographic stamp in the back and whatever. But
Yeah.
they also create the issue of like I don't know. It's just really contradictory because in the last few years, Wizards has been kind of trying to bring down the price of Magic in the secondary market. Maybe they're not like actively trying, but that's what they've basically been doing. Printing all these different versions of the same card and all these things. But with this, instead of having cards that like, oh, it's a reprint, so you would think that it would bring down the price of the card. No, these cards, because of the rarity of these like premium stores, like that's how like it's twice as
Worm
rare. Like
coil.
it's just
I'm gonna give you an example.
Mhm.
One of the cards is Worm Coil Engine. Give me 1 second. Let me pop on. Continue while I look for the price.
I think I disagree with your point.
really
Oh
now.
no,
Go ahead.
controversy. Let's do this.
I saw a post where they compared Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. The actual like Innistrad version is like $3,
Mhm.
but then there's the Judge promo version, which is like $110. I think that's fine. You have your
Yeah, there's
accessible.
Okay,
the
You have
judge
your
so
promo
so
accessible.
version.
look at
Yeah,
this.
That's the judge promo. The judge promo has a different art. When you
yeah.
look at the cards that I'm referring to, like for example, you can look up Tiamat. Tiamat is exactly the same art. The only thing that makes it different is that it has that whole hollow stamp on it. It's like a foiled hollow stamp on it, and it's going for more than $1,000. JP, talking about like $1,500.
Let me see. Yep, I see it right here.
Like that's
AFR
insane.
Amber Stamp. Yeah.
Look, I guess I understand
Okay.
in that case, but still, you could just get the normal card.
No, definitely, and that's fine. But my main issue with all of this isn't even the price of the card and what it's going at. Like that's still a bit insane. But my main issue is that the stores that need this kind of promo, that need this kind of stuff, aren't Wizards of the Coast premium stores. It's literally every other LGS that's excluded from getting a lot of those premium products that only these stores can get. Because of the same issue that we've been having of the fact that we are just lacking a lot of rewards and like incentive for players to play FNMs nowadays. For example, I mean, sure, FNMs aren't really a thing right now until the whole pandemic situation clears up, but you know exactly what I mean. Like even before the pandemic rolled around, they were already pulling stuff like really good rewards and promos from FNMs as it is.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah,
there
they
are
have
a
been.
couple of cards that are from the Ambered whatever promo thing.
Yes, and they're all going
Okay,
for
so
ridiculous prices, man.
oh Jesus Christ! Yes, I'm right now in the page. There's around, let me see. There's 80 promos. Let's just put that out there. So there are 80 promos. They are all from Forgotten Realms, for what I see.
Mhm.
We'll go to page 5. Yeah. So all of these promos are from Forgotten Realms. The cheapest one. Let me see if the low to high. Let's see what's the cheapest one. The
At least the
cheapest
ampersand
one,
with stamp went down.
the cheapest one right now, it's going for 29.79. Is Dancing Sword. That's the cheapest one.
Garbage
And
card.
the highest one is Tiamat is going for 99, 99, 98. The market price right now is for 721 with 73 cents.
I'm
They are
surprised that there's 6
pretty.
listings of this card on TCG Player.
Yes.
It's
So
already
I completely
insane.
I, I completely understand what Chris is saying. Um but I'm going to put an example. So the local game store that we meet up most of the time, Granuja, has their doors open. Obviously, you need your vaccination ID and keep your mask on at all times to be able to get to rent out a table to play with your friends. They do have tournaments Magic the Gathering is not being played in none of the LGS stores that I follow. And if they are, they're playing standard, and it's like in maybe out of the 10 stores that are in Puerto Rico, maybe 4 of them are giving FNMs.
I think ASD is one of the few ones that are doing tournaments, and it's like
Yeah,
sporadically, and it's like
but
like
ISD is
modern. I think
closed. But
right now they're
ISD is
closed. True,
closed.
true, true, true.
They're
I
closed because
agree.
they're remodeling.
Yeah, true.
So technically speaking, we would say that out of the 4 that are still doing tournaments, excluding ISD due to remodeling, there's only 3 stores, and most of them are, and I think all of them are in the metro side. And we're talking about Puerto Rico, because in the states, forget it. People don't care. People go to their local game stores and play. Because right now, Flesh and Blood are still doing their championships and everything. So there's still a new set is going to come out. I think in February, called EverQuest. Everfest or something like that. But you put an example now that Kamigawa is right now next door. It comes out in February. People are not that. I know that spoiler season still has not like officially kicked in. Like 10 cards pop out in a day, but people are not hyped. People are not talking about Kamigawa. They're just, hey, cool, another card, fun.
Mhm.
But this is one of this. I'm gonna go ahead and say mine. So one of the things that I don't want this year to repeat is the whole thing that we're getting too much product into too close a gap when a set comes in. And I know they're gonna keep doing it because
Yeah.
look at Kamigawa. It's like double features. Double feature will release. I think is this month or next month, and on February we got Kamigawa. Like it doesn't make utter sense that you're going to release a set that joins in Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow when you have Kamigawa coming out in February.
I mean,
You
we
know,
already
if
talked
you wouldn't.
about the bad things about the double feature, anyways. So
Oh
it's not
yeah.
like it's not like it's gonna be um what was it, a conspiracy 2, which conflicted with Kaladesh and conflicted with the previous commander set, it was just too much confliction, and so conspiracy 2
Hmm.
barely sold anything.
Exactly. So
It's not
for
like
me,
Kamigawa's gonna suffer.
Mhm.
but for me, I think that Wizard of the Coast should hold off in keeping in releasing so much product. And one of the other things that I would say, this is my second thing, like that we can jump into JP and Orengo, um, is stop. I think Orengo no Orengo and me talked about this before. Stop creating secret layers with lands. If you're not gonna give me 5 lands of each color, stop. Because wasting, look, one of the land sets that I wanted to buy was the pixel art one, but they only bring me 5. The only
Yeah.
one that gave us a lot was the Bob Ross, and it's 2 of each land,
Mhm.
and it's still
Yep.
not enough.
Right
You
now, what they're
know,
doing
so
is giving you the astrology ones, the ones that are coming out each month. There's a bundle, which is
mm,
stupid. It's a bundle where you can get like 25 of them for like $110. But it's still
see, but
$110 for
and
For
10 bucks,
basic
exactly.
lands.
25 basic lands, non-foil, by the way. I'm not even counting the foil ones, which is 150 for 25 basic lands, which is
So no,
stupid.
it's not exactly. So Wizard of the Coast, or whoever sits down and listens to our podcast or watches it, just to put it to your PR people, listen very closely. Secret layer, no basic lands.
Please.
Just just give me dual lands.
Or if at the very least, if you're gonna make a secret layer that has like basic lands in it, I don't know, charge me $1 per land. Like if you give me 25 like
Exactly.
islands for $25, I'm like, you know what, it's expensive, but you know what, I'll dish it out. It's fine. Fuck it.
No, exactly,
But
because
it's not even enough to
some
play a deck
people
with, you know.
exactly, because some of us would like to, put their commander. We all know that people buy these cards mostly for commander because they look pretty, and they
Oh, yeah.
and people like to bling out their commander decks. I'm one of them, but to put it out there, like if I want to buy the pixel art lands, I need to know exactly how many lands I need for my commander to buy each one of them. And then depending on the color is the price. And we all know that blue and black are mostly the two colors that are like mostly the most expensive ones.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's a pretty nickel. It's a pretty nickel to get these lands. So I that those are my two things. Stop, please, Wizard of the Coast, stop giving us a set every 2 months. And secret layers, no more basics. Give us reprints, no basics, please. So JP, how about you? What do you want? What do you think that you don't want to happen this
What
year
I don't
with Wizard of the
want,
Coast?
what I don't want is another Eldraine this year. They
Okay.
did okay. They did okay with balancing standard sets last year, but I don't want
Mm-hmm.
a standard set that dominates everything. I don't play standard, but seeing so many cards like be affected by the power level, it's another thing. I think it's just mostly the dynamic between weak and balanced cards and powerful but broken cards. Kind of want to somewhere in between, powerful and balanced. That would be like the ideal. It's very hard to strive for, but I think like more balance in the cards. So I want to see all the colors thrive. Seen, Wizard of the Coast give white, a few crumbs, while green and red have recently been feasting on the power level scales.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, like, Orengo keeps mentioning every single set. Blue doesn't get any love recently in recent times
Yep.
because blue has been historically strong. So
Yes.
blue has options in previous older sets.
Hmm.
Black hasn't been giving any love in recent sets. They're always just there. If you say green is the best color, red is the second best right now, you'd say black is next because it's just kind of there. I would like to see black see a bit more of a a bit of a power boost, just teensy bit. But white still needs love, and it's been a year, and we
Mm-hmm.
keep talking about it, and they
Yeah.
just need to give like just it's fine if it's a little broken. It's fine. White doesn't have that many options anyways.
Yeah.
Just
Mm-hmm.
let the cards breathe. Just don't restrict them as much. Just like how we were mentioned in the spoiler, how that mono white legendary fox could have been like better if he just could target any creature. That way, as
Hmm.
a mono white deck, he could you could cast an aura enchantment, search for another one, and place it on a creature.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That would be
That is
that
too. That is completely correct. Yeah.
like just don't limit things. By now, I mean, I can say this, but like I keep saying this, but by now most of the sets of the entire year have been designed and are probably like going through approvals and probably going through like getting ready to be printed after Kamigawa is done. So at this point, it might be a bit, sorry, it might be late, but I'm just hoping for the future. If
Hmm.
we've been a year,
Okay.
2 years, 3 years, three, kind of saying that White's been like struggling, I kind of hope like they don't shaft it even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about you, Orengo? What is something that you don't want Wizard of the Coast to repeat this year?
Hopefully they don't do the Walking Dead secret lair shenanigan, although they will. But I do hope that at least they come through with the magic equivalent card in a set or in the list. I hope it's not the list, but like in a normal set or whatever. I'm with JP too. I don't want a broken ass set, but I feel like that is going to be inevitable because of the way they've been pushing all these sets as of late. Granted, we
Then
haven't
make
had
white broken.
anything. No, fine, but considering we're gonna have a set that deals with Urza, it's just begging to be broke in half.
Yeah.
Maybe the standard sets might not be the broken
I
ones,
mean,
but I feel like if there's
hopefully, since it's about both Mishra and Urza, we'll see like the resurgence of blue and black.
yep, and then just put some more artifacts that are broken as shit, and then we're gonna have Kaladesh all over again. So that's what I. I mean, I'm gonna be happy, but I don't think the player base is gonna enjoy it. And then they're just gonna make an alchemy set out of that, and then she's gonna be even more ridiculous. Could you imagine? They
I
just
kind of
make an
I kind of
alchemy
hate the
set?
words coming out of your mouth right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Just do an alchemy set of the Brothers War, and then it's just gonna be spell books of Ursa Saga cards. Just like
Yes.
one
Oh,
land that when
Jesus.
you play the
Spellbook,
land,
Black Lotus.
I'm gonna
Let's
no, I'm
go.
gonna give you one better. There's gonna be a legendary land that's gonna be colorless, but when you play it, you can actually change it. It'll open a spell book that shows you the 5 Urza land, the Urza Saga lands, like the legendary ones, like Cradle and shit like that.
Mhm.
Caracas was it? Yeah, just the broken ones, right? And then it's just going to make you choose
no.
between the 5, and it's gonna transform into that land. What do you think about that? Just in the spirit of Urza.
No,
Listen, listen.
No.
That's not the spirit of Urza. Urza deletes things. He doesn't make more. Okay?
He's gonna delete with the opponent. He's gonna delete, like uninstall the game. It's gonna be so hard that delete.
I'm good.
Oh
we,
my
we don't need those
God.
things.
No.
I yeah,
No, we don't.
I just don't want those things to happen. There's also maybe the third thing. It's not that bad.
Playing historic brawl and someone puts down a Caracas to just uninstall the game.
I saw the game just be like, this is not the. I shouldn't be dealing with this shit anymore. I think maybe the other thing is there's just been an excess of commander stuff, and meaning commander products every other standard set, which is a little exhausting because they're
First
not,
time I've heard that one. Hold on, that's a hot take.
because the thing is just
When it's
I-
commander specific, it can be exhausting.
it could be exhausting because I haven't bought like the last few commander decks except the big ones. Like if it's the big ones that cost like $30 or $40, I buy them, or at least I look into them more. But when it's like the $20 ones, I usually tend to ignore them. I do wish that they could pull back a little bit in terms of how many decks they release. I know they won't, but it'd be nice that they go back to like the $40 ones, because usually it feels more justified when you buy the $40 ones than the $20 ones,
Mhm.
because at the power level that everyone's at, $20 ones don't do much.
To be
even
fair,
then the,
the elf one was 20, like
True.
in that
$20
ball range, and that was actually pretty strong. So if they make them in that vein, then I'm fine with it. But the rest of the entire like all of the others did not come
yeah,
in that
I
power
agree.
level.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, the good thing about all these things is because of the excess of commander decks, usually you just wait 2 months and it's going to be down to $10 or $20. So, just don't buy them at release and you'll be fine. But it'd be nice to
Mhm.
get a little, like, soften it up a little bit with the commander stuff, but I know they won't. So it's just things that I know they're just going to do. I just wish they didn't.
It sells.
I feel like if they
Mhm.
if they did pull back on the product, my hope, what I would like Wizard of the Coast to do this
Yeah.
case, and instead of talking about what I don't want them to do, what I would like them to do is that pulling back on product, like you said, but instead getting like higher quality product, like just
Yeah.
better constructed precons in general.
Agree.
Mhm.
Definitely
Yeah,
something
I
I would
agree.
like to see, because
I agree
think
as well.
I think that the issue with so much product coming out isn't just the fact that there's a lot of product out there. It's more like it's a lot of product and it's all just kind of meh quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree as well. I think that if you get $40 precons, it's a better start for anybody that wants to start Commander. Like for example, my wife's nephew, they stayed, uh, they her nephew and niece stayed over for Three Kings, and I started, and he wanted to learn how to play Magic. So I was like, okay, so the only thing I have is Commander. So I was like, you choose. He chose the D&D Commander. So I'm like, oh god, this is gonna be complicated to explain, but sure, why not? 5 colors. That's how I started. So then I told him, like, I think we played like three games the first time. The second time we played 2 games, and I asked him, like, hey, look, if you're interested, I can find you a pre-con like that you can actually start, and then little by little you can buff the commander if you want to. So he's really ecstatic of when he gets his commander. So, but like I told him, like, it's little by little while you get used to it. Sometimes he would forget to draw, and I'll be like, you forgot to draw. He does everything except draw, but it's funny, you know. Um, and and but I agree with Orengo, because it's better to buy a pre-con that has more synergy or more better cards that you say, okay, with an additional like $50 or $60 to make like a better budget commander, is it's way better than buying a $20 one, and that one you have to invest a little bit more if you just want it for like casual play. So I agree. I think that better quality is better than quantity. But we all
Yeah.
know that Wizard of the Coast, whoever's watching us, and he's like, I'm going to put this to the PR meeting. They'll be like, them 4 people are crazy.
Oh,
thing
man.
is, we've Wizards, you guys should watch us, because we've been nailing those cards that come out for future sets. So, um,
Yeah.
Yep.
so guys, so we touched all of our topics. We've been here an hour and 30 minutes. Well, not yet, but in a couple of seconds. So let's say our goodbyes. So JP, where can they find you?
You can find me here in the Cardboard Cave, but more importantly, where can they find you, Christopher?
You can find me over at my Twitch once in a while at Crisscross13, and you can find me here on the Cardboard Cave podcast and, interacting with us on our social media.
Okay, Orengo, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me here talking about beautiful and horrific Wizards of the Coast things. You can find me at the Movie Guy with John, where we talk about movies. You can find me at Cinemas Podcast, where I talk about indie and artsy fartsy film stuff. You can find me with John at Subtitles Required, where we talk about artsy fartsy international stuff. And you can find me at X3 and Bridgeford with the guys at After School Club and Cine Nerds. But most importantly, just Google my name because I make movies. John.
Yes. So you guys can find me at all my social media as Real in Films. I post movie news and as well my reviews for films and series. The most recent one that I've did is for Cobra Kai. If you guys want to go to realinfilms.com as well, you can find me at the Movie Guy podcast. And I think haven't chosen a date yet, but I will be reviewing for the Up Left Right podcast the movie Tekken. So I'm gonna be crying with this 0% Rotten Tomato score video game adaptation in the movie, guys. So I will be posting that in the next few days as well with Orengo at Subtitles Required. That our recent episode is still up. We haven't started this year yet with our new episode, but we will. And as well, here at the Cardboard Cave, that we will bring more content for you. Sadly, we still haven't gotten our meeting settled in yet. But our recent past episode was really fun. That it was our Commander game that was really long, but it was fun. So if you guys want to watch it, is available on our YouTube channel and as well on our Facebook page. So people that are watching us still, you guys remember, follow us in all of our social media. In the chat is our link tree, so just click it and you have all of our social media available for you to enjoy. So we will see you next Wednesday or probably this Friday with a Commander night. Anything can happen. So see you guys in the next one.